Hello everybody, it's Mike here at Game From Scratch, and today I'm going to show you some new functionality that was just added to the development branch of the Godot 3 game engine, and that is CSG. Now, if you've never heard of it, CSG stands for Constructive Solid Geometry, and this is a way that used to be done to create levels using pretty much most game engines. The Half-Life 2 engine and the Hammer editor did it this way, the Unreal Engine did it this way, even most of the ID Tech engines, they all worked this way, and basically you can think of it as a Boolean, more or less. You've got a base object and you carve it from other objects, so by combining together and subtracting objects together, you go ahead and create your level geometry. And that functionality was just added to Godot. Now do keep in mind this is development branch stuff, so if you're watching this right around the time I produced it, this is only available from source, so you have to build it from scratch, and it's a little unstable at times, so do be expect some problems as you work with it. So without further ado, let's jump in and take a look at this new functionality. Now the nice thing with it is it's all built on top of the current existing node system that we know and love today. So all the stuff you can do to nodes, you can do to the stuff that makes up your CSG scene. And let's just create the two kinds of scenes, nodes that we need. Now you'll notice at the top level there are a bunch of new nodes added. There's the CSG combiner and then the various different types of CSG primitives that work together. Now the combiner is what does the magic of allowing you to add and subtract CSG nodes together. So let's start off by creating one of them. With that created, we can now go ahead and create children of the combiner, and we'll go ahead and we'll create a box like so. And the cool thing is each one of these nodes can have its own material. So we'll go ahead and we'll make this guy say red, like so. And now we will go ahead and add a child to the combiner, not to the box. And we'll make it a sphere like so, and we will make it blue. So let's go on down here, create a new material for it, and like so, and blue, like so. All right, so you notice we're not seeing our sphere because it actually isn't big enough yet. So what we need to do is just scale that guy out a bit, and you'll see now we've got our two shapes together. And here's where the magic of the whole CSG thing comes together. You see down here, there's the options of how the operation to perform. And what we want to do is switch this one from union instead to subtraction. And then you can immediately see how they impact. So on the outside, you see the original surface material. The inside, the carved out, gets the other material. And that is pretty much, you'd work and you'd mix various different shapes together to create the geometry however you wish it to be. And the cool thing is, as you'll see when I move this guy about, it updates in real time like so. So we can do some really cool stuff with this. We can actually, like, for example, I could come up here and drag this guy out, and we'll add an animation player to our scene. So root node, new animation player, like that. Bring up the animation tab, create a new animation, like so, and let's just keyframe this guy. So we'll create a 3-second animation on frame 0-ish. We will set a keyframe. Now I could keyframe any aspect of this, so its scale, all of its different properties. You see, even starts with the parts of the primitive. So I can do face inversion keyframed if I really wanted, the radius of our surface, but I'm just going to do position in this case. So let's go to transform, and we'll make a keyframe on our current position. And now let's just advance forward to the end of our animation, go to the bottom, like so, and we'll do another keyframe, like so. Now if I go ahead and I play our animation, you will see nothing. All right, let's go back to the beginning. There's what happens. So you can actually use this to create and carve up and dynamically, create shapes dynamically as you're moving them through. So it's not just the way it would work in the past when you were using a tool like Hammer Edit. You're carving out your geometry and then you basically produce a static geometric set. In this case, it's completely dynamic. It's opening up a whole new world of things you can do, as you can see right here. Now that's the major part of it, and you would just basically build together all these shapes to create the level that you want it to work with. And the nice thing is this is pretty accessible. You don't really need to be a great artist to start banging out stuff like this way. So it's really good for level prototyping. But there's a little bit of other functionality here that I'll demonstrate that was added. And this would be for very specific things you need to do in your game. So you'll notice if we came back here, there was a, let's go back to the CSG. There was also this CSG mesh or polygon. I'm going to go ahead with polygon. Now mesh just allows you to use the built-in meshes, things like the toruses, the capsules, the sphere, the cube, the other stuff. Basically, it's the same as creating a box if you use the box mesh, etc. So instead, what we're going to do here is a polygon. And you'll notice if I grab the polygon, where did you go, polygon? All right, the polygon, I don't know why it's showing as a cube. is, oh, I'm still in animation mode. All right. Let's get rid of that. So if I go here, we can see it's just made up of a bunch of vertices. And then what we can do with this guy is we can go ahead and add a path already built in, totally normal node type. So path like so. Let me switch to the top view. We can draw out our path in the world like that. And now we can go back to our polygon and we can set it to extrude. Where did you go? Depth, we want to do path like so. We'll go ahead and pick our path like so. Path, oh, I do a sign, sorry. Select node. Oops. Select our path, and there you see the result in real time. So basically it's a real-time extrusion along that surface. And here's what you're going to probably want to do is actually invert the faces like so. So then I can come back to my path at any time and we can change the control points and it updates on the fly. So you can do basically real-time extrusions of a polygon, and again, every one of these control points could in turn be animated. So you could use this to do, say, tentacles in real time, a racing path if you wanted, etc. It's kind of a really cool way of doing real-time lofting in 3D. And again, this guy has its own material properties. We can assign a material on it. They will deform on the fly. Pretty cool stuff, actually. And then the only last thing to really show, and you can see a little bit of it going on here, but let's go back to this box. You'll see there's also these quick modifiers like here. And this basically just allows you to do extrusions along that. Well, not really an extrusion, just a quick scale or move along that particular axis. So it allows you to just build your levels up even that much faster. So there's a bunch of really cool new functionality that's been added to the Godot engine. Again, it may not be of interest to a lot of people, so if you're not mocking up levels, or if this doesn't make sense to the style of your game, this probably isn't really that useful to you. But if you're looking to use Godot as a level prototyping tool, or you've got a fairly simple design, or something like this fits a specific aspect of your game design, that's a great new tool to add to the toolbox. Now, again, it's very primitive at this, well, not primitive, but early at this point. So I've seen things whereas I've added new shapes to a surface, like so if I come in here and we add another node, I've seen this fail. So here, let me go ahead and create a mesh. And so with the mesh, come down here and pick the type that we want to apply. So I'll create a prism. Ooh. Okay, and there is a good example, and there's a place to stop it. So as you see with the crash we just experienced, it is a development version, so problems can arise, and you should expect that. But of course, by the time this makes it into the full branch, this was just literally added today, it should be much more stable and much more ready to use. But do be aware that you are going to probably encounter the occasional bug with this. All right, well, that's about it. Is CSG something you're interested in seeing added? Did you use Hammer Edit or something like that in the past? And this, this is a feature or functionality that you were missing. It's kind of funny because this functionality actually is being taken out of some game engines. They've de-emphasized it to a certain degree on Unreal Edit. I think CryEngine 5 actually just removed this functionality, and it's funny to see Godot kind of going in the opposite direction, but I do see this as a potentially useful tool in everyone's toolbox, and hopefully you guys found that interesting. All right, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed that. I will see you all later. Goodbye.